Hello, football fans. Welcome to Aces Field on a Tuesday afternoon as we are getting ready for some junior high football action this Tuesday here on Hicksville Community Television. The homestanding Aces playing host to the Fairview Apaches. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, along with Chris Warner running the camera. Glad to have you with us as we call the action. Like, this is the third time we've been able to make it out to cover the junior high footballers. So we're glad to have you with us. Big thanks to our football broadcast underwriters, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, and Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville. Apaches will have the ball to get things started. Of course, they don't do the kicking in the junior high level, and they'll get the ball at the 35-yard line. Quick handoff, that's number 10, a nice hole. He's got some running room across midfield. He's heading down the sidelines. It's one tackle, shakes off a couple more, and then finally gets taken down at about the 25-yard line by number 13. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the only roster we have was one that was sent to me early in the season. And I have been told that the numbers may not correspond anymore, so we will do the best that we can. So if we call anybody by number rather than name, no disrespect intended. We have absolutely no roster for the Apaches, so we will only be able to identify the players by their numbers. And likewise for the Aces, if we do get a wrong name associated with a number because they've changed it, we apologize in advance for that. Number 20 with the carry for the Apaches. He'll get down near the 20-yard line, brought down at about the 21 to bring up second down. Second and about 5. So again, we will do the best that we can. We went down and we checked around and we tried to see if we could come up with some rosters before the game, but nobody was able to supply us with one. Aces on defense, man in motion for the Apaches. Their quarterback hands off again. Number 18, or is that 16? Kind of hard to tell from this angle. Anyway, he gets them their 5 yards and moves the chain, put the ball at the 15-yard line. It's first and 10, Fairview. Another difference, of course, between the junior high level and the varsity level that we normally cover on Friday nights is that the quarters are only 8 minutes long. We'll only have a 10-minute halftime. So the games usually work and run a little more quickly at this level. Working out of the shotgun, the Apaches with the ball and a first down on the 15-yard line. Their quarterback, number 20, hands off to their running back, I believe, number 10. And he powers forward for about 5 down to the 10-yard line. Season starting to wind down on the junior high level. I'm not sure. I think this might be the last regular season home game for the Aces here this afternoon. Number 18 with the carry for the Apaches into the end zone. Touchdown. So Fairview strikes first here at Aces Field on this Tuesday afternoon as they take it into the end zone from about 10 yards out. And that makes the score 6-0 with 5:47 left to go in our opening quarter here on Hicksville Community Television. And we'll see what Fairview is going to do for the extra point conversion. Generally speaking, at this level, most teams go for the 2-point conversion. And it looks like that's what the Apaches are going to do. Big number 77 takes the direct snap, and he rolls right into the end zone. The two-point conversion is good, and the Apaches are up early in this one, 8-0. Again, glad to have you here with us on this Tuesday afternoon. It's a nice, brisk, sunny fall day. We had a little bit of a breeze earlier that was, well, there's no nice way of saying it, was right in our face, which was not the most pleasant sensation, but the wind has spun around a little bit, and as you can tell by the large trees across the way, there's still a pretty good breeze blowing from left to right as you're looking at the TV screen. They'll bring the ball out to the 35-yard line again. At the junior high level, they don't kick off after the scores. They just put the ball on the 35-yard line, and that's where the Aces will set up shop. Aces quarterback looks to be number 12, Aaron Klima. And Klima, with the hard count, gets his own guys to jump. He made the Fairview defense flinch, but they didn't come across the neutral zone or make any contact. But when they flinched, one of the players on the Aces offensive line moved, and that's a 5-yard penalty. Klima pitching back to number 5. That's Justin West. West gets back about 4 of the 5 yards lost with the false start penalty to make it 2nd and 11. Got out of bounds too. That'll stop the clock at 5:41 here in the first quarter. Aces will break huddle. Klima, pitch back to number 13. That's Brody Balzer. Balzer not quite able to make it back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll be 3rd down and about 13, it looks like. Of course, junior high teams are made up of a combination of 7th and 8th graders. So the Aces now with a 3rd and long. Seeing if they can pull something out. They need to get to the 45-yard line to move the chains. Right now the ball at about the 32. High snap, quick handoff. Nice misdirection as Balzer gets close to the sticks. We'll see where they mark him down. Balzer with the reverse handoff. It looks like he's going to come up about a yard or so short. So it'll be 4th down and a long yard for the Aces with the ball just outside the 44-yard line. The nose of the football just barely touching the 45-yard line. So they need a yard plus the length of the football to get their first down. 4:42. And again, the clock stopped because Balzer was able to get out of bounds on the far side of the field. So here come the Aces on 4th down. Aaron Klima in the shotgun. Gets the snap, handoff, straight ahead, 1st down yardage and a little bit more as Balzer bangs his way out to midfield. They'll put the ball at the 50-yard line and give Hicksville a fresh set of downs. So a nice play on 4th and short. Brody Balzer gets them the yardage they need. Klima will bring in the play from the sideline. Aces down 8-0. Looking to get back into this football game, even up the score. They're half a field away from pay dirt. Klima, another high snap, a handoff again to Justin West. West kind of runs laterally and gets taken down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll make it 2nd and 10 for Hicksville. Kind of a busy week coming up for us here on HIX-TV, too. The coverage here at Hicksville schools. We've got this junior high football game this afternoon. Tomorrow on Wednesday, the Lady Aces volleyballers will start their postseason off. They'll host Delta in a sectional tournament game that we'll be covering for you. And I think there's a choir concert coming up on Thursday night, and of course we'll be headed to Antwerp for varsity football on Friday. They'll blow the whistle and false start. That'll move the Aces back 5. So their 2nd and 10 will become 2nd and 15, and that'll back them up to their own 45-yard line.
It's a junior high concert for choir.
It's combined. It's junior high and high school, 7 through 12. Cameraman Chris Warner thinking he can outsmart me. You gonna be singing?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to zoom in and get some good close-ups on you. You'll be able to recognize it when I zoom in on somebody and he starts to blush. He gets really bright red when he blushes. Now, looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time seeing what Mr. Olson has come up with for the first concert of the year. And like I said, when we're on the road to Antwerp for week number 9 of varsity football, Aces only getting farther away from that first down marker as, again, they're moving in the wrong direction. Faced now with a 3rd and 19 after another 4-yard loss on 2nd down. Klima, bad snap over his head, and it's going to be recovered by the Apaches at the Aces 29-yard line. So Klima's been dealing with some high snaps so far in the game, and this time it was over his head, got away from him. So it'll be a recovery on the bad snap for the Apaches, and Fairview will get the ball back, 1st and 10 on about the 29-yard line. Now they're going to put the ball right at the 30-yard line, okay? 2:45 to go in our opening quarter. Apaches are up 8-0, and they're looking to see if they can add to that advantage. Man in motion, that's number 10. Lateral out to him, he makes the catch, cuts up field, and down to about the 25-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 5. And bring up 2nd down. Clock continuing to roll, closing in on 2 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Probably be just about that 2 minutes exactly on the clock when they snap the football here. Apache's quarterback wears number 20. He'll put number 10 in motion again. This time, though, hands off to number 29. And he heads straight up field, finds a nice gap, and gets inside the 15-yard line. That'll move the chains and give the Apaches another set of downs. 1st down Fairview as they'll mark him down at about the 13-yard line. Fairview will run in the play from the sidelines, minute 45 and the clock rolling. No need for the Apaches to rush here as they look to get into the end zone for the 2nd time this afternoon. Ball's thrown, caught inside the 10-yard line. Takes a crowd of Aces, and they finally bring him down near the 5. So that's going to be close to a first down, but they'll still be about a yard short. Make it 2nd and 2. Ball at the 5-yard line. They can get another first down at about the 3-yard line. But the Apaches, I don't think, are thinking about that. 2nd and short. Handoff again. And I think he's going to be stopped, into the end zone. I couldn't tell whether they got him just shy of the goal line or just across the goal line. And the officials say he made it across and broke the plane. Touchdown, Fairview. And so that ups the score now to 14-0 as we wait for the conversion attempt. 44 seconds left in our opening quarter.
It's weird not hearing the band when you get a touchdown.
Another 2-point attempt. Number 20 throws it, and it was a good-looking pass, and it is caught by number 10 in the end zone. The 2-point conversion succeeds, and the Apaches now go up by 2 scores, 16-0. Again, 44 seconds left in our opening quarter. Crowd's still kind of trickling in a little bit. Of course, it's never quite they don't pack the stadium for the junior high games as they do for the varsity. However, this is a house points event. So any student who shows up, they can check in up by the front gate and earn some points for their house to go towards that house point championship at the end of the school year. So the ball will be at the 35-yard line for the Aces. So they'll go back on offense and see if Hicksville can get in a play or two. They should be able to get in at least one play. We'll see what they can do before we take our first break at the end of the first quarter here. I'll say a few words about our underwriters at that time. Klima working out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to throw, airs it out, and it's going to be intercepted. Number 11 from Fairview picks it off, and he's going to be brought down. Well, he's still on his feet, and the ball is loose again, and another scramble for it. I don't know, the Aces might have got it back. Looks like they do. Number 63, George Green, gets the fumble. So a double turnover, an interception of Klima's pass, but then number 11 from Fairview trying to make the most out of the return, and he had the ball stripped away. It hit the turf, and again, Green covers it up for the Aces. So an interception followed by a fumble, and the Aces get the ball back, and that made up for a pretty good play as it advanced the ball all the way down to the 47-yard line. Whistle here. Make sure everybody gets set. All right. So back in action. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Excuse me. Klima, handoff, hit right away, but he keeps going down to about the 49-yard line. I think that was Balzer with the carry. So Brody gets him close to the midfield stripe, pick up of about a yard and a half. So we'll make it 2nd and 8 yards to go. And that's the end of the first quarter. So we've played the first 8 minutes here at Aces Field, and after 1, it is the Fairview Apaches leading the Aces 16-0. Aces with the ball at their own 49-yard line when the second quarter gets underway. And while we've got some time between quarters, we will take a moment to say a big thank you to our HIX-TV football broadcast underwriters, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, and Jim Schmidt Ford, reminding you that if you're in the market for a vehicle, whether you want one that's brand spanking new or pre-owned, be it a car, truck, van, or SUV, stop by, check out the great selection that they have on the lots at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, or check out the entire dealer inventory online, from the comfort of your living room at jimschmidtauto.com. Also, I want to say a big thank you to Community Memorial Hospital, celebrating 65 years of serving the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area in 2018. Got a big health fair coming up for them, October 18th, 19th, and 20th, 6 to 10 a.m. all 3 days in their community rooms 1 and 2. We want to thank them so very much. You can find out more on their website, www.cmhosp.com. Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville and the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Proud and grateful to have them underwriting our football coverage this school year on Hicksville Community Television. Back in action, Klima takes the snap. Hand off to Balzer. Balzer with a nice hole, and he dives forward. It'll be short of the first down, but Brody will get him mighty close as he gets inside the 45-yard line, down to about the 44. That'll make it third and less than a yard for the Aces. Clock will continue to roll. Hicksville breaks huddle. Klima, high snap, but he handles it. Pitch back to Balzer. Balzer should get him their first down as he gets across the 48-yard line down to about the 40 or about the 44-yard line. And he gets down to about the 43. So the Aces with a nice offensive drive here, and that's what they really need is to, and we're going to have a timeout. Okay. So the Aces move the chains and get themselves a fresh set of downs, and then a timeout called. So they will huddle up. I'm guessing the Aces coaching staff must have seen something that had them concerned. Either that or they were running short on the play clock, but either way, first time out of the game, the Aces will have 2 remaining before halftime, and of course the Apaches have yet to use a timeout. So the Aces can get themselves situated, get everybody on the same page, and get ready to get back into action here. 7 minutes, 8 seconds to go in this first half. Hicksville will break huddle. And here come the Apaches, and we'll get ready to get things back in action here. So the Aces back into Fairview territory with a 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Aaron Klima pitches it back. Carry by Justin West. West battling forward and might have picked up about a yard or so before he was stopped and thrown backwards. Put him down at the 41-yard line. A gain of 2, make it 2nd and 8. Klima brings in the play from the sideline. Aces break huddle. Split backs behind Klima. Hand off to Balzer. Balzer with a nice hole, and he's still on his feet. They had him by the shirt collar and, or by the shirt tails, I should say. And he just kept right on going, dragged the defender with him for a few more yards. And they'll finally put him down at about the 24-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Aces. 6:06 left in the quarter. Clock continues to roll. Here comes Hicksville. Good drive going here, want to keep it up. West and Balzer, the split backs behind Klima. And I think he got him to jump that time. So Aaron Klima, the hard count works the way it's supposed to that time, and he gets him 5 the easy way. So that'll make it 1st and 5 now from the 19-yard line. Same offensive look. Snap. Balzer gets the carry. Brody might have picked up a couple. 2nd and about 3. As Aaron Klima brings in the play from the sideline. The Fairview defense awaits. Under 5 minutes to go here in our second quarter. Klima. Ball to the back behind him. Another high snap. Klima dropping back, looking downfield. He's in trouble, and he's going to be taken down at about the 25-yard line. Aaron Klima dropped back to throw, couldn't find an open man, and not able to get rid of that ball before they take him down. So he gets dropped for a loss back at the 25-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 11. So the Aces facing another 3rd and long here this afternoon. See what they come up with. And now it's West, the back behind Klima. Hands off to Balzer. Balzer with a nice move on the reverse. And down near the 15-yard line, I think he might be about a yard shy, but I'm guessing this is going to be 4th down territory for the Aces. Ball at the 15 will make it 4th and 1. As the Aces are going to go for it. They're down by 16. And 3.5 minutes to go before the half. You want to get on the scoreboard. And that'll back him up by 5. The hard snap works on his own offensive line. They jump, false start, and 4th and 1 now becomes 4th and 6. So the Aces still have their offense on the field. They're still going to go for it. 4th and 6th. Balzer and West split backs behind Klima. Balzer gets the carry. Brody heads straight forward. Battles his way, and he's not going to make it. And the Aces are going to turn the ball over on downs at about the 16-yard line. So 3:26 left in our half, and Fairview back on offense with 1st down and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Again, their quarterback wears number 20. He brings the play in from the sideline. The Aces have made it so Fairview's got a lot of distance they need to cover. They want to get some more points on the board. Ball in the air, caught on the run by number 10. This could be trouble. He's headed off. West has an angle on him. We'll see if he can get to him. He's got a blocker, though, number 11. A nice move to the inside, and it'll be into the end zone. My goodness, 84 yards on the catch and run. And number 10 goes the distance, takes it to the house, and puts the Apaches up 22-0.
He must be tired after that.
He'll have to sit down and catch his breath. So the Apaches will set up to go for two once again. And number 2, who's just a little guy, he's like the shortest guy out there. They gave him the carry, and he made it to about the 1 yard line, but then they take him down. So the 2-point attempt is unsuccessful. And the score will remain 22-0 Fairview. Teams will huddle up, and the Aces will get ready to go back on offense. As so far, I mean, Hicksville's been doing a good job. They've been moving the ball offensively, and they've managed to get up and down the field. They've just run into problems, and they get into the red zone. Some false starts, and so 3:10 to go before halftime. Again, we'll be taking a quick break, and we'll be back with the second half. And no bands playing or anything like that, so a quick 10-minute halftime, which we'll edit out, so we'll pretty much go directly right into the third quarter when you're watching. Aces ready to get back on offense, and again, they need to get something going here and get something happening. Really do not want to go into the halftime locker room with a goose egg on the scoreboard and down by 3 scores. So here we go. The Aces have 3 minutes, 10 seconds, and 65 yards to go. Handoff, that's to Balzer. Balzer eludes one tackle, gets by a second. Balzer heading on the sideline, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds, I think inside the 30. Balzer had a great run going, and it was just number 11 being able to get his hands on him and push him enough to get him to step out of bounds. That brought that run to an end, made it all the way down to about the 27-yard line, it looks like, where it'll be first and 10 Aces. So Balzer gets him off to a great start with a nice run from scrimmage. And the Aces with another first down, 3 minutes left in the half. Klima, another high snap, but he gets his hands on it. Powering down near the 25. Balzer will get him a couple. Well, maybe one, so make it 2nd and 9. They'll put the ball at the 26-yard line. So here we go, 2nd and 9 for the Aces. Klima, quarterback keeper. Klima cuts up field, gets inside the 25, and he'll go a couple yards beyond that, down to about the 23. Give him 3rd and about 6, 7 yards. Ball on the 23. It's 3rd and 6. Aces will break huddle. West will be the back behind Klima. Wide receiver out on either side. Klima, high snap, but he handles it. Quick throw, caught. And that's Balzer. Balzer off to the races and down around the 10-yard line. So a nice quick hitter right in the middle. Balzer with good hands makes the catch, scoops it up, and gets him down to the 10-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal for the Aces with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the half. So plenty of time to bang this one in and get some points on the scoreboard for Hicksville. They'll start the clock. Klima with West behind him again. Another high snap, and Klima just had to throw that one away. There was no way West was going to catch it. Incomplete pass. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Stop the clock with 45 seconds. I should say 2nd and goal from the 10. Here comes Klima with the play. Aces will break huddle. They're 10 yards away from pay dirt. 2nd and goal. Klima, handoff, and they were waiting for him that time. Balls are nowhere to go, and the Aces might need to burn a timeout here. 33 seconds, and they will stop the clock with 32 seconds left to go in the half. It'll be 3rd and goal. Again, the ball right on the 10-yard line. Excuse me, at the 15-yard line. So, again, balls are just, they sniffed it out that time, and they caught him in the backfield. So he gets dropped for about a 5-yard loss. So 3rd down and 15 yards to get to the end zone. It is 3rd and goal. So the Aces will get 2 cracks at it. They get it into the end zone here before we'll go to halftime. Again, a big thank you to Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville and the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, underwriting our junior high football coverage, making it possible for Chris and I to be up here in the press box on this Tuesday afternoon. We're glad to have you watching. Whether you're enjoying this on Mediacom Channel 12 or on the HIX-TV YouTube channel, we're glad to have you watching either way. Klima dropping back, puts the ball in the air. It's caught. Or nope, they're going to say he dropped it as he came down. That was Aces player number 2, who I do not have on my roster. So he had it in his hands, but lost control as he came down. So 4th and goal now from the 15-yard line with 24 seconds on the clock. Aces still with 1 timeout, too. But it's all or nothing on this play. So we'll see what the Aces come up with. 4th and goal from the 15. Klima dropping back to throw again. Puts the ball in the air. Caught and taken down at about the 11-yard line. So that'll do it. The Aces will turn it over on downs, and the Apaches will get the ball back with 17 seconds left in the half. And we'll see if they run a play or if they'll just take a knee. Aces have one timeout, so they could stop the clock one time if they wanted to. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Though I think in all honesty, they would just take a knee and the Aces would let time expire and they'll head into the locker room down by 22. Oh, they're going to run a play. They burn a little time off. They'll just keep it on the ground and just get what they can, going straight ahead out to about the 20-yard line. And that'll do it. That's the end of the first half. So the Apaches come out, run a play, burn off the last few seconds, and we've reached halftime. And at the intermission, it's been all Apaches so far this afternoon. Fairview leading the Aces at half. 22-0 our score. We're going to take a break, and Chris and I will be back, and we'll have all the exciting second half play-by-play coming your way. So stay tuned right here on HIX-TV. Welcome back as we're ready to get the third quarter underway, and the Aces will have the ball first on offense. If you're just joining us at halftime, it was 22-0 Apaches. High snap to Klima. Klima puts it up in the air right away, overthrows his intended receiver number 4, that's Ashton Sentel. So incompletion on their first play. It'll make it 2nd and 10. Ball remains at the 35-yard line. Again, this is junior high football coverage. And again, if you are just joining us and you're not familiar with the junior high method of play, they do not do kickoffs. So to start the halves and after a score, whatever, the ball is simply placed on the 35-yard line. They only play 8-minute quarters.
No punting.
And I don't believe they punt either. Yeah, I think Chris is right on that. Klima with a handoff, and it's loose on the ground, scooped up and knocked free again, and it's going to be recovered by the Apaches. The ball stripped from the running back, hit the turf. He almost picked it up and got it back under control, but before he could do that, it was plucked out of his hands again. And second time, the Apaches fall on the ball, and they'll get their second fumble recovery of the afternoon. They've had 3 turnovers. They also intercepted a pass, but then they fumbled after the interception, and the Aces recovered. But, yeah, that's the second time that the Aces have lost the fumble to the Apaches. And Fairview gets the ball, and it's 1st and 10 Apaches from the Aces 30-yard line. As again, Fairview finds itself in really good field position after the ball gets turned over. Number 19 with the carry. He'll get it inside the 25-yard line down to about the 23. And another thing we'll mention too, if you just joined us, is that we do not have a roster for the Apaches, so we can only identify the players by their number. And as for the Aces, we only have a partial roster. We understand that they've changed some numbers around or whatever, so we're doing the best that we can. So there are some Aces playing with numbers we do not have on our roster. And we may have wrong names associated with some numbers. We apologize in that circumstance, but we'll do the best we can. Another carry for their big running back, number 10, and he struts into the end zone. Touchdown, Fairview. So the Apaches make the lost fumble burn for the Aces. They'll put 6 more points on their end of the ledger. 28-0 now with 7:02 left to go in quarter number 3. The Apaches set up to go for another 2-point conversion. And they'll give it again to their big man, number 77, who will power forward. Once he gets ahead up of steam, it's hard to stop him. He's a big young man, and he takes it into the end zone for 2. The conversion succeeds, and it's now 30-0. Well, we'll see if they put the points up. There we go, 30-0. And then we'll see now if we're going to have the continuous clock rolling as they're up by 30 points. So we'll see how things go. The Aces will get the ball at their 35-yard line. And then we will see if they keep the clock rolling no matter what. If they do operate with their continuous clock, that means that the ball doesn't stop when you go out of bounds, or the clock doesn't stop when you go out of bounds or with an incomplete pass. And you have to reduce that margin to under 30 points to restore the clock to normal operation. So 7:02 to go. And they'll start the clock right away. Aces down 30-0. Aaron Klima working out of the shotgun. Klima, high snap, drops back, looking to throw. Puts the ball in the air. It is caught. Number 2 makes the grab. And he tries to get around the corner on the far side, not able to do it. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage, so he'll be taken down after picking up maybe a yard. 2nd and 9. Klima will bring in the play from the sideline. Player number 2 back on the field for Fairview. He's the littlest guy out on the field. He's the littlest guy on either team. But he made quite a run trying to score a 2-point conversion. So that kid's got some heart. Klima dropping back, looking downfield, launches it, and it's going to be caught. Nice grab in the midst of a lot of defenders. As again, number 2, that's one of the unassigned numbers, so you don't have a name for player number 2 on the Hicksville squad, but he makes the grab and moves the chains.
I think they said that was Jesse Yoder, possibly. Oh, sorry, I just heard some girls yelling down there.
Oh, somebody's yelling Jesse Yoder. I got a Lincoln Yoder. I got a Jesse Yoder number 28. And let me see here. I've got 28 on the sideline. Oh, well, we're just going to go with player number 2. Klima takes the snap. Handoff. Justin West, nothing doing. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage almost as soon as he got the football. They took him down, so that'll be a loss of a couple. And that'll bring up 3rd down. It should be 2nd down and 12. 4:31. Clock continues to roll. Aces will break huddle. Klima pitches back to Balzer. Balzer turns the corner, bangs forward. And looks like they're going to mark him down at the 45-yard line of the Apaches, where it'll be third down and about 11.
Was he out of bounds?
And again, he might have made it out of bounds. That doesn't matter. Continuous clock. They were just indicating keep the clock rolling. So, as we said, this third quarter has moved very quickly because, again, the clock just will not stop. And the only way that they're going to get back to normal clock operation for Hicksville is if they manage to put some points on the board here. Third and 11 with just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Klima dropping back, ball in the air, and that one's going to get picked off. Intercepted by number 11. The pass, you could just tell the arc, it ran out of steam and it was going to come down short of the receiver. Indeed it does. And this time when number 11 made the interception, he just wrapped it up and went to the turf. So that's the third lost turnover now of the afternoon for the Aces. It comes at 2 minutes and 56 seconds. They stop the clock long enough to switch possession and get the chains reset on the far side of the field. And then the clock resumes operation right away. Man in motion for the Apaches. Number 20 gets the snap on the shotgun and hits number 21. He rolls and evades one, and now he's off to the races. Across midfield, and he shakes another ace. And then finally brought down at about the 35, 34-yard line. Balzer was the one that finally got him. A couple of nice spin moves on that run as they pick up a lot of positive yardage. And they get onto the Aces side of the field and down inside the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Fairview from the Aces 34. And Fairview, of course, in no hurry at all. They're up by 30 points. The clock is their friend, and number 10 in motion. Hand off to number 18, though, for Fairview. He cuts forward, gets inside the 30-yard line, and brought up shy of the 25. It looks like they got him down at about the 27, 28-yard line, where it'll be second down for Fairview. Second down and about 5 from the 28. Apaches get set. Again, number 10 goes in motion, and again they hand off to number 19. Number 19 with a nice seam, and he's headed for the end zone. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Fairview. Wow, there was just nothing but green field in front of him. He found a nice gap and off to the races, and the Apaches are into the end zone yet again this afternoon. That makes it 36-0. They will stop the clock with 58 seconds to go in our third quarter while they get set for the conversion attempt. Powering forward, and that's not going to make it in. Number 72 had the carry. For the Apaches, he'll be brought up short. So the two-point attempt will fail this time around. And the score remains 36-0 Fairview. They'll keep the clock stopped with, again, 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. They'll set the ball at the 35-yard line. Aces will get back out onto the field, and they'll fire up the clock right when they approach the ball. So the Aces might have time for a couple of plays before the third quarter expires. And then they're going to be faced with the uphill road to go in the fourth quarter. They need to score 7 points to get the clock go back to normal operation. And of course, they're down by 36, so Fairview will break huddle first, and they'll head out, take up their defensive positions. The Aces will break their huddle, and they'll approach the football. And they'll start the clock as soon as the Aces are in position, and there it goes. Aaron Klima working out of the shotgun. Justin West, Brody Balzer, the split backs behind him. Flip over to Balzer. Balzer reverses his field. Balzer has a lot of way to go, and he's going to throw it, and it is caught, knocked out at the 45-yard line. The catch was made by number 4, Ashton Sentle. Sentle makes the grab. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. But again, got the running clock. Well, they're going to mark him at the 46-yard line. That's where he went out. On the Apache side of the field, clock continues to roll down to 10 seconds. So we'll see if the Aces get another play off before the quarter expires. I don't think they're going to. They're taking their time in the huddle, and that's it. That's the end of the third quarter. So a nice gain at the end of the quarter as the Aces have the ball 1st and 10 from the Apaches' 46-yard line. And we'll have 8 minutes of football left to go when we return, as we'll flip ends of the field. And while we're doing that, we'll say another big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters here on Hicksville Community Television, making our junior high football coverage possible this afternoon. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford, and of course the Jim Schmidt truck lot as well. Reminding you, winter weather just around the corner, so a good time to get your car checked out and make sure that you are ready to go for the winter driving conditions ahead. And remember, great service departments, basic maintenance, major repair, they can handle it all at Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford. Find out more online at jimschmidtauto.com. And Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, celebrating 65 years of serving the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area. They've got their health fair coming up on October 18th, 19th, and 20th from 6 to 10 a.m. each day in community rooms 1 and 2. Hope to see you there. Find out more, www.cmhosp.com. Community Memorial Hospital and the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships. Proud to underwrite Aces Sports broadcasts here on Hicksville Community Television for the 2018-19 school year. Another attempt at a pass by Balzer, this one incomplete. So that makes it 2nd and 10 for the Aces, again from the Apaches' 46-yard line. We're underway in the fourth quarter. The Aces are dealing with not only a 36-point deficit, but again the running clock. Klima pitches it back to Balzer. Balzer's in trouble. Balzer with the throw, caught by Klima. Klima brought down at the 50-yard line, so the razzle-dazzle loses him 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 14. As the Aces, looks like they're just taking the opportunity to maybe work on a few things. Hicksville breaks huddle. Be about 6 minutes left in the game when they snap the ball. Klima working out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, drops back. Quick hitter, caught by Balzer. Balzer to the 40-yard line. They've got him by the jersey, and he gets inside the 40. They'll bring him down, looks like about the 38-yard line. That'll be about a yard shy of the first down. So 4th and 1. 4th and a long one. There we go. Ball at the 37-yard line. And the Aces need to make it to the 36 to move the chains. 4th and short for Hicksville. Klima. High snap, hand off to Balzer. Balzer spinning, and Brody is not going to make it, and the Aces are going to turn it over on downs. Brody Balzer gets brought up short, and it'll be Apache's ball now, 1st and 10, and they'll take over on their own, I think about 38, 39-yard line. Let's see where they officially mark it.
38.
And it will be on their 38. Their quarterback, number 20, will come in from the sidelines. And with 4.5 minutes to go, they'll put a man in motion, number 10, handoff to number 18. He'll be caught in the backfield and brought down for about a 2-yard loss. Well, they're going to say he actually made it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him some forward progress. Okay. 2nd and 10, Apaches. Put a man in motion. Quick hitter, caught. And that's number 32, and he will be dropped for a loss. He was the motion man, and screen pass out to him, but he was not able to get around the corner before the Aces wrapped him up, and they'll bring him down at about the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 14. Clock continuing to roll, 3:25 and counting. 4th quarter action here in junior high football on a Tuesday afternoon. Handoff. And another nice carry. Out to near midfield. Number 19 had the ball, and he got it out to about the 49-yard line. And that will move the chains. It'll be 1st down Fairview, as they've been in the driver's seat pretty much for the entire game this afternoon. At the rate we're going, we're going to be able to wrap this one up. They won't even have to turn on the lights. Shadows are starting to deepen across the field, but we should be out of here in short order, as the Apaches move the chains, get themselves a fresh set of downs, and only 2 are caught by number 21. Another 1st down, and he's free on the far sideline, headed towards the end zone. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Fairview. So the Apaches put on the exclamation point, one more for the road, upping the score now 42-0 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in regulation. So we'll have another conversion attempt, and the Aces will get the ball back one more time before we wrap it up here. I'm not sure if that was what Fairview intended. I think that they were kind of going to just run the ball and keep it on the ground and just let the clock burn itself out, but they're able to break loose and get the score. Ball is loose. It's scooped up. Number 50 got the fumble. He picked it up and headed for the end zone, and he'll be brought down inside the 5-yard line, but well short, so the 2-point conversion will fail yet again. They're about 50% here this afternoon, making their conversion attempts. So the score remains 42-0, and the Aces will get ready to get the ball back with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. And that's going to go by pretty quick because, again, running clock, and unless they use their timeouts, the Aces will not be able to stop the clock. So once we get back into action, things are going to go pretty quickly here. Apaches will break huddle. They'll head out, set their defense. And here come the Aces. They'll get set. They'll start the clock. And here we go. Aaron Klima. And there's going to be timeout called by the Aces. So evidently something was not done to the coach's satisfaction. They either didn't come out in the right formation, or they went, because he was yelling at him a couple times to move a certain way or go a certain play, and nothing happened. So he calls the timeout. It comes with 1:59 left to go. And again, the only way that the clock stops at this point is if either team calls a timeout. The Aces will have 2 timeouts remaining after this one. So 1:59 left to go, and Hicksville goes back out on offense. Clock will start when they snap the ball. Actually, the clock will start as soon as they're in position. There they go. Balzer, the lone back behind Klima. Kind of a funky looking snap, but Klima hangs on to it, but gets the ball away to Balzer, but they took a little too much time, and the Apaches swarm him under and bring him down at the 30-yard line for a loss of about 5. So we go under 90 seconds left in the game. So the Aces get ready to take another crack at it. It'll be about a minute left in the game when they take the snap. And that one almost over Klima's head again. He manages to catch it, and it's intercepted. Number 11 with his 3rd pick of the afternoon. Brought down at the 40. They'll blow the whistle, and the change of possession will stop the clock long enough for the teams to make their substitutions for offense to defense, and for the chain gang on the far side of the field to get everything set. And they'll fire the clock back up. Here come the Apaches. They're up 42-0. And they've only got to kill 40 seconds to go home winners this afternoon. Handoff. And they'll take the ball down to about the 35-yard line. And we'll see if technically they won't need to even take another snap here, as the Apaches are going to head back over to the far sideline, and the final seconds will tick off the clock. And Fairview's going to pick up a GMC win here at Aces Field. Time expires. That makes it official. It's all over, and it was all Fairview this afternoon in junior high football action as the Apaches come to Hicksville and just waylay the Aces. Final score, Fairview 42 and the Aces nothing. Teams will congratulate each other, shine a sign of sportsmanship here as they'll get ready to send the Apaches home. And we will wrap things up, too. I want to thank you again for tuning by, joining us for this Aces Junior High football broadcast. Big thanks to the Junior High Athletic Department getting us situated here. And also thanks to our football broadcast underwriters, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, and our good friends at Community Memorial Hospital in Hicksville, Ohio. Remember Jim Schmidt Chevrolet, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt Truck Lot, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. And Community Memorial Hospital with their health fair coming up October 18th, 19th, and 20th from 6 to 10 a.m. all 3 days in Community Rooms 1 and 2. And they're also online at www.cmhosp.com. That's going to wrap it up from here at Aces Field. Just a whooping for the Aces at the hands of the Fairview Apaches. A long afternoon. But again, we were glad we were able to come out and give you some coverage of the younger players here on Hicksville Community Television. So with that, we're going to wrap things up. One final time this afternoon, it's the Apaches beating the Aces in junior high football action, 42-0, the final score. And for Chris Warner running the camera, I'm Bill Murphy for Hicksville Community Television, wishing you good night and good sports.